These files are all normalized, but I've still got some sections of the files that can be more normalized. For example, this monkey sound can be more normalized. So I would normalize it to get a little bit more volume. I've selected -3 dB as my go-to normalization. It's just to get the levels of all of the audio as much as possible to be of a comparable volume. So later when you get into mixing, I tend to turn the gain of all of these things down. The next step would be to start cutting away whatever you don't need. So for example, all this empty space, I'm gonna be able to delete that. There's a couple of different tricks to help you cut away empty space. So I'm going to show you one over here. So I'm just going to cut here and cut here. There's a nice little trick here in Logic where you can go remove silence from audio region. You can visually see how much of the silence it's going to remove. Press OK, and it's just deleted all the silence that was unnecessary in the first place. So I'm deleting that. Just delete that. There's another useful key command to help you jump around with Logic, and that's comma and the full stop key on my keyboard. Helps you to shift the playhead up and down by 1 bar. Got all the silences there. So before I get into just joining them, I've got to add fades to the whole thing. So one quick way you can add fades is through the side here. You can do fade in and fade out, right? Now you have to be careful not to always use this standardized fade approach. It's important to just listen to make sure that the fade is not cutting out anything really valuable in the sound. See, I don't want that sound there. So if I join, I've got now this sound that I don't really want there. So I'm just going to cut it out up to there. So I'm just going to solo the track. Okay. That's one technique to get rid of stuff. Now, I like to drag stuff all the way up to the bar, and you can see when you drag it up to the bar, it says here 116111. Okay, that's really important that it says 111. If it doesn't say 111, you got to take it out a bit, cut it, delete it, and so that it starts at 111. Okay, and then I would take these files and I would rename them. So I would just like change the gain of one file, start with renaming it. I'm going to call it jab trumpet. Okay. And we want this to actually start at the beginning of the bar. So I will get the 92, extend the previous, reduce that to 0. Just go to 0. And I'll take this name that I just had here and rename it here. Okay, because it takes the first name of the first region, and this is bar 92. Okay, so get that. And I will select all of these guys. Now the end point. Now I would like the end point to be at the end of a bar. So I'm gonna actually just drag this up, delete there, drag this back up to here, get this down to 0, and I'm going to join all of these guys, create a new audio file. And I've got this one jab trumpet bar 92. So I've got a new audio file, and it gets created at the bottom here. I'm going to repeat these steps for all of the files, but before I do that, I'm just going to talk about a little bit about organizing within this section here. I'm just going to press Command A okay, to select everything, and then Option left arrow key to just bring it down. Now you can create what's called groups, okay, and you can put all your sounds in the different groups. This just helps you to be super organized with everything. I'm going to take the monkey, the trumpet, and the trumpet here, and I'm going to put all of these guys under the trumpet section. So all these files should now be under this group, right? Okay. Let's do the same for the trombone. Trombone's got like a few guys here. 3 trombone guys. Go into the trombone section, okay? So similarly, I'm gonna go ahead, move forward, edit everything, and come back shortly with showing you how I've reorganized everything in groups and everything cut up and all the fades added. You add fades to ensure you don't have any clicks or pops. I'll be back shortly. I'm just going to first rename this F minor 120, and I'm going to call it 24-bit here at the end. We're going to go into the package. I finished all the editing, and I just want to show you what I've done inside. Now, if you go into your folder, you go into your audio files, you can actually create folders in here to separate all the files. So now groups and folders allow you to do separation. So I tend to do it in both levels. In the guitar, now I have all these different guitar parts that are down. And then when I go to my project audio, it's in here, okay, in separate different sections. And everything's just been organized and named. Everything's been accurately barred into exactly what its position is. The computer, though, I haven't barred yet. So let's do the computer name. All the files, I tend to name them because I'm going to import this later into Ableton. And when I import it into Ableton, I'm going to want to make sure they all line up correctly in their right positions. So the computer is actually on bar 1. Just wanted to basically share in this lesson about how you can create groups and keep everything super organized. You can create folders. Creating a group here doesn't create a folder in here in the project audio, so you're going to have to do that separately.